Hi, it's nice to see you again. Sorry to have been away for so long. I had family visiting, and then a bit of a whirlwind trip pretty soon after. I've also been struggling to sleep, and with my various other mental, emotional, and physical distresses, it's been hard. I've been having a little bit of a hard time, but I decided that today was the day. Today was the day to record some audio. Today was the day to do something that I actually enjoy and follow through with it. You'll notice that the entry that I'm working on in this video is from probably about 2 weeks ago. So clearly I'm a bit behind. I did have this footage sitting here though, and it was one of the situations where I think I just got too much in my own head. I recorded the footage. I said, oh yes, I'll edit it, I'll do what I can. But without even looking at it, I decided that the footage was too dark or too blurry or whatever. And if I record audio, then it's going to be hard and it's going to be multiple steps. But looking at it now, lo and behold, it's not too dark, it's not too blurry, it's just fine. And maybe my audio will also be just fine. I already had to delete one round of audio because that was bad, but I repositioned the mic and hopefully things sound nice again now. And we're going to try again with that. Now we can talk about good things. I had family come to visit me for my birthday last month. We went on a trip to Okinawa. I got my scuba license when I was in university, and it was really nice to finally actually make use of it. I've never actually scuba dived in the ocean. I actually got certified in a hot spring in the mountains, so it was really cool and positively magical. I did get incredibly seasick on the boat to and from the dive site, but once I was actually in the water, it was fine. And I got back to the hotel after, had a nice rest, and it was totally worth it. I saw an entire field of garden eels. Those are my favorite sea creatures, by the way. I was so excited to see them. I think I sat there looking at them under the water for a good 5 minutes or so. I'm very thankful that our guide was just working with us and I wasn't keeping anyone from anywhere. We also saw a sea turtle, which is apparently unusual for the area that we were diving in, which was great. And this might not be as special as the sea turtle or the garden eels, but there was a line that the boat would attach to that anchored to the seafloor. And about halfway between the seafloor and the boat, there was a buoy, and some fish and coral had made a home on that buoy. I don't really know what kind of fish they were exactly. They're black. They kind of looked like yellow tangs, but obviously were black. They were no bigger. The biggest one was no bigger than the palm of my hand. And every time the current moved the buoy, the little fish would hurry over and rebury themselves in their little coral homes. There were even little tiny baby fish as well that were between the size of like a lentil and the tip of my finger. I loved them. I loved them the most. On the way back from Okinawa, we stopped at this little shop that I've been wanting to go to, where you can make your own notebook. You can choose the covers and the papers inside. If you go with a ring-bound book, they've got multiple options for the colors of the rings that you can choose as well. I made myself a little pocket notebook that has cats dressed up as businessmen decorating the covers, and I filled the inside with various colored dot and grid style paper. It's super cute. I'll have to pop it out the next time that I'm filming so I can give you all a little look. Some bigger news is that within the last month, I applied for and was accepted into graduate school. Yay! Classes start in January. I'm still unsure if I'm excited or not. I think I'm mostly nervous. I'm particularly nervous about paying for all of my classes, and I'm nervous about keeping track of due dates and balancing my time. In case it wasn't obvious, I struggle a bit with consistency and forgetfulness. My program is completely online, and they seem to be flexible in terms of timing and customization for the program, but that's not going to stop me from being concerned. I'll be studying library and information sciences. I think I'm most looking forward to the pathways involving archiving and digital asset management. At the end of the program, my degree won't say what pathways I pursued, but I still want to focus on those things nonetheless. I'm really passionate about preservation of resources and making resources accessible to other people, so I think this will be a good fit for me. I don't necessarily want to be a librarian per se. I would really like to avoid anything that involves me dealing directly with the public. I already have to do that in a way with teaching, and it's very exhausting for me on an emotional and mental level. So I think if I can get myself into archiving or into like history preservation or digital management or something like that, it'll be a good time. I'm debating on trying to do some live streams once I actually start my courses. I did have a Twitch channel once upon a time that I rather liked doing, so I understand how lives work for the most part, and I can adjust my camera and things for it that way. My main drawback is that I don't think anyone would be there for them. My main audience, if YouTube is to be believed, is about half a globe away, so timing would be tricky. I guess that could be a good thing. It would mean that I'd be less distracted and might actually get work done, but what do you think? Is there a point to doing a live stream if no one's actually there? Would you tune in to a live stream after the fact? Otherwise, I'll just continue to make videos this way, but please let me know. I'm open to suggestions. You might have noticed that there is a new cover on my book. I realize that I'm saying this about halfway through my little talking segment here, but I did make this cover. I was experiencing some pretty intense FOMO around the time of the Hobonichi drops and everybody hauling so many books. Oh my goodness, why do you all have so many books? What are you gonna do with them? It's wild to me, but I was experiencing some pretty intense FOMO, so I ended up making myself a little Tragan cover dupe. It's pretty wonky, honestly, though the cover itself does fit nicely. I like how that works. I added the pocket to the outside and the zip. I used a pattern that I found I think I found it on Reddit in the Hobonichi forum, but I will link the original creator of that pattern below. I do not have a pattern for the pocket, which is probably for the best because again, it's wonky. And I just kind of finagled it until it did mostly what I wanted it to do. It works, is the most important thing. And I haven't added any magnets or anything to keep it closed. So far, just flapping the pocket over the top has kept the book closed just fine in my bags. I like it. I like it for the most part. I like the texture. It does collect a lot of cat hair, but I guess that's to be expected when you have 2 cats and you decide that you want to cover the thing you carry around with you everywhere in black cloth. The entries that I'm working on here is talking about a shopping trip that I took myself on. I haven't bought myself makeup or any other self-care type things in a hot minute, so I splurged a little at a shop here called 3. It's cruelty-free, which is absolutely non-negotiable for me, and it's located in the Takashimaya department store near me. I didn't really realize until after I came home and decided that I wanted to start sticking all of these things in my book that it had been a very long time since I had shopped anywhere in store, and even longer for a proper department store. And I honestly get why they're a thing. I get why there's hype about it. I understand why people come from other countries to go to Japanese department stores. It's fun. It's a good time, and it's nice to feel that pampering and that attention that you can get if you feel comfortable with asking for it. It's quite sad to me, honestly, to think about how so many department stores in Japan are closing. I think I recently read an article talking about how one of the oldest ones up in Tokyo closed, and I was a little heartbroken about it, honestly. The Japanese department stores, if you've never been, they're closer in concept to a mall than a department store. But then again, when I was little, I had never really been to any department stores. I think my closest thing to a department store would have been like a Macy's. But that's a little different as well, because Macy's, at least in my lifetime, has been basically just one big store, and you can pick anything off of any of the racks, and you go to the register and you can pay for a kettle and a pair of jeans all in one go, kind of like a Walmart or like a Target, just it has nicer things. The way that the Japanese department store is set up is that they will all have like little kiosks that you can go to, or there's like individual little shops, and you shop within the kiosk or the shop and then pay whoever is working there for the products and things. It was nice. It was nice to feel like the person who helped me was there just for me. I was especially nervous for 3, since I really wasn't sure if they would have a color that would match my skin tone, or if any of the products would be gentle enough for my skin. I'm quite sensitive, and lots of things can cause my skin to absolutely rebel, be painful for weeks on end. So I was very scared, but the girl was so sweet and helped me pick out a whole bunch of different things, and it ended up working out really nicely. So I've got the little Takashimaya bag over on the left hand side. I've got some washi tape that I was gifted for my birthday from one of my friends. I've got the sticker from the 3 products, and then I've got a little cutout from Lush, because the department store down the way had a Lush store in it, so I popped in there and picked up a couple of things. The Kirby little cutout is actually from a collaboration with UQ here, which is basically the even cheaper version of Uniqlo, and they had a collaboration with Kirby. I picked up a little sweater for myself. It's extremely cute. I'm absolutely thrilled. As a different topic, because it is finally cool enough to be carrying around a sweater, or to be wearing a single long sleeve shirt. If you watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that summer absolutely wrecked me, tore me in half, reduced me to rubble, and it's been a rough time. But the last, I'd say maybe 4 days or so, it has been cool enough to either carry around a sweater or to wear long sleeves, and that my time is here. My time is here. I am ready. To kind of get back to graduate school and things, I'm still quite stressed about what I'm going to do about it. One of my friends mentioned that I ought to start planning my days out in advance. This works to an extent. I've done it a couple of times now, and you might be able to see it on some of my spreads if I flip through. I can't remember if I flip through in the footage. Haha, sorry. I am definitely voicing over this with my notes in front of me and not looking at the footage, but I have tried to plan it out to a degree. I think my issue is that I'm not following through with what I plan, and I really ought to. I really ought to think about planning things out and following through with them as a form of self-care and as a way to take care of myself, my brain, and the things that I actually want to do and enjoy, like this. The reason why I am recording right now is because I planned it out and said, tomorrow is the day and you're going to make it the day and you're going to record it, and here I am. So after I finish up with this, it will be time to export it, and then tomorrow I will edit it and hopefully be able to upload it. We'll see how it goes, but that is the plan. That is on the docket. I do a really good job of planning out appointments and lessons and events and things I want to go to, but there's really no reason why I shouldn't plan out cleaning or my hobbies or exercise or the things that I need in order to feel like a human being. So I think that will probably be my goal for November, is to try to plan out every day and then follow through with that plan. Anyway, I think that's enough yapping for one day. I will continue to try. I hope that you will continue to try as well in whatever it is that is going to bring you some joy, whether that's journaling out your day or planning it or watching silly YouTube videos like this one. I hope that wherever you are, the weather is compatible with who you are as a human being. And I hope you're taking care of yourself. Thanks for being here. I'm happy to see you all. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.